late to turn back now, right?
Hello, my name is Adam Cook, and I am here with Callum Agnew. Say hello, Callum.
Hello.
That was very good. It was almost on command.
Almost, yeah.
Almost. We are here to talk about another game you've been playing recently, an unfinished preview build of, a game which I'm rather interested to talk about, because Agents of Mayhem is, I believe, by Volition Studios, who have made all the Saints Row games, and I like the Saints Row games. Do you? But let's start there. How do you feel about the Saints Row games? The last couple, let's say.
Last couple. I didn't like the first one.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you there.
No one liked the first one.
I love the second one.
Yep.
Third one, not as much as the second one. And the fourth one, I love for a different reason entirely. So.
The Aerosmith moment or something else?
Oh, that was brilliant.
That was the fourth one, right?
That was the fourth one. That's just literally the opening. What a great opening that was.
One of the better openings in the last few years.
Absolutely brilliant.
But this is not Saints Row 5.
No, it's a very different ballgame.
How? Because I'll be honest with you, I've seen trailers and bits and bobs, but as I'm sure most of our viewers and listeners and readers will appreciate, there are a lot of games, a lot of trailers, and a lot of things happening all at the same time. So I have tried to keep up on this game, but I'm almost just another viewer at this point, and I'm kind of curious. It's by the same studio. It's definitely got the kind of purpley thing going on, which is very much a Saints Row, staple. Why is it different then? What's different about it?
I personally, from what I've had plays on, about an hour and a half I played of it.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, it's like they've gone for a different focus.
Okay.
Saints Row, I'd argue the weakest point was the shooting and the combat kind of thing. I mean, It was fun, but like Saints Row 4 kind of went, fuck that, we'll have superpowers. And that
it's about the humour, wasn't it?
Yeah. And in Agents of Mayhem, it seems like it's heavily MOBA influenced, heavily. Like you play it for 5 minutes, and it's all the characters play differently, have different abilities. They have like an ultimate, they call it a Mayhem mode, I believe.
Right.
And it builds up as you fight, and you switch between the characters as and when the situation arises. And the shooting, and like someone has a bow and arrow, so there's that, and there's shotgun. It's combat focus. That's the main focus of this game. And it's from what I played with it was quite fun.
You've scared me a bit with talk of MOBAs.
Yeah, that's the big scary word, isn't it?
Well, no, I'm lying. You've scared me a lot with talk of MOBAs.
Okay, it's less MOBA-ish than Overwatch. How's that?
I mean, I love Overwatch, so that's fine.
So yeah, it's nothing like that. It is fundamentally it does play rather similar to Saints Row.
But is this a story game? What is this?
Oh, the story's like Mad Austin Powers crap, mate.
So it is still like a.
I think the same writers are definitely involved.
Okay. Because what I'm seeing when I look at it, and when people say, "Oh, it's by the Saints Row guys, but it's different," what I get a picture of in my head is kind of more Crackdown. Again, they're similar games, to be fair.
I think Saints Row 4 is more Crackdown than this.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is more grounded in. Well, it's not grounded. It's less super. It's like. Actually, I'll scratch that. It is more grounded in reality than Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4 was mad, and it was good for it. But this is a bit more grounded in reality, but it's still got that same kind of writing, the same kind of humour that Saints Row had. So it's not I see what the confusion is getting between, because it's the same, but it's not. It's not Saints Row. It's definitely not. But it has got some elements to it, and there's a lot more different to it than there is the same.
The sort of the blood of the studio is running through this game too. Then
that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it's clearly the same studio. They've got their own way of storytelling. They've got their style, and they're sticking with that, which is great. I love all that.
But again, like, forgive me for sort of being ignorant here. It's still like, go to point A, start mission, and but the difference from what I can gather is that there are lots of different playable characters or heroes or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they're called Agents.
Agents makes sense, yeah. Agents.
It's around 12 of them.
I think that's why I keep thinking of Crackdown, because of the agent thing.
Yeah, that could be it.
And I'm sure I've seen a trailer where someone's firing a rocket launcher, and that just massively makes me think of, Agent, Crackdown, rocket launchers from the rooftops. Like, is it that kind of manic? Is it a fast-paced game?
Yeah, it's very fast-paced. Very fast-paced. See, we'll get to one of my gripes that I've had so far.
Sure.
Because it's MOBA-ish. There's a lot of characters in shooters, and they all play very, very differently. So and they introduce you to them throughout the game, I assume. I got to play 4 of them. and every time a new character is introduced, it kind of turns into like a little tutorial mode. Not tutorial mode. It's like this isn't gonna be difficult. It's just letting you get to grips with the character.
Yeah.
Which is good. But the problem with that is that's like the first hour, and I can understand that putting some people off. Like from what I played of it, I in my head I'm imagining it getting quite difficult and crazy later on in the game. Because there's so many like mechanics, so many like skill trees and builds and all this kind of stuff.
So every character has their own skill tree, like then.
Yeah. Like
do you just like how? So say I'm playing as character A.
Character
and yeah,
love that character.
Obviously, he's a
My
classic.
favourite.
We all know him. And I want to switch to Agent C. Also,
Yep.
Agent C. It's a good
Agents-
gag.
oh,
It's
yeah.
it's always a good
We'll put
gag when
that-
you have to explain it.
We'll put that in the headline.
Absolutely. Like, how do I do? Can I just change agent whenever I feel like
Yeah.
it? Oh, okay. That's
Fundamentally,
cool.
you can. You have a team of 3, so you go into the hub. You go to like your base.
Yep.
It's called the Arc, and
Okay.
in there you have your upgrades and all this. It's personalized to hell. Like it's so much. I spent a lot of time just wandering around looking at paintings on the wall.
Yeah.
There's like went to the boss's office and there's a picture of Joan of Arc on the wall, and
Okay.
just like. And then next to that is a picture of her. You're just like, yeah, I can see clearly how she thinks about herself. But it's a
Right.
great little base. But you go to the base and you pick your 3 characters and you go and do some missions. And the missions are quite short. And that's because from what I've played, I can imagine some characters being better for certain missions.
Okay.
So, because everyone is heavily specialized. Like, you've got a guy with a shotgun, he's going to be absolute bollocks when it comes to a long-range fight.
No,
so if you've got
that makes sense.
So if you go into a mission, you're like, oh, this is not a good team for this. You can just go back to the base, switch out to the 3 characters that you think will help you, and then when you're playing, you just push left or right on the D-pad to switch between whichever character.
Okay,
And it's literally, and it's instant. It's
That's
instant.
what, so it just swaps them out, like
Yeah.
he's gone. So
Yeah, he's gone. Now you're playing as this person.
forgive the stupid question. Is this multiplayer or co-op in any way, or is this a single-player adventure?
That's not a stupid question at all, because I asked the same question, and I'm not stupid. I just like to think.
No.
But some people have said that it would be a good multiplayer game.
I mean, I'm just thinking, you, me, plus another. We picked our heroes.
Yeah.
That's not a thing, clearly, judging by the sort of disappointed from you then.
No, I think the disappointment is understandable right now because we haven't played the full game. Because, like I said, all we've played so far is easy sections, and that is what it is fundamentally. What we've played so far is easy sections because there's a lot going on. There's like armor and shields and all these different things, and you got some characters that have like a poison effect, and there's so much depth to what each character can do and how they can combine with others. I think if you play as one character, I don't think it will be enough to keep you entertained.
Sure.
So it lets you switch between 3.
Right, okay.
That's what this is all speculation. I'll point out from what I've played.
That would make sense.
But I think there's when developers aren't stupid.
No.
They would have looked at this and thought, should we make it a multiplayer game? They probably tried it and they were like, no, this doesn't work. Or maybe it's just cause and they'll release it in a patch. But I don't. I think it's clearly designed as a single player game in mind. Like there's this. I understand the argument. Like it did remind me a little bit of Borderlands, a little bit with the characters. Like you had one character as a sniper, you had one guy as a heavy, that kind of thing. But this one has going a bit more in. You've got 12 characters, and you switch between them. And I think they've clearly designed it with single player in mind. But we haven't been able to see any of this possibly good stuff in the late game.
I mean, at the time of recording this, the game's out in a few short weeks, so it's like
it's very
I don't
soon.
know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. This has been a whirlwind of a discussion for me because I've gone from being scared of MOBA to actually being rather intrigued by this. Like, you either it's kind of a South Park style thing. You either like that kind of humour or you don't. I very much enjoyed Saints Row. I have enjoyed Saints Row's humour for a long time. I've liked the nodding and the winking at the player, and I'm one of these people. I don't know about you, but I very much believe there's a place for games as art. As something like Edith Finch. But I also think there is definitely a place for a game to just be, quite honestly, fucking stupid. Like I'm fine with that.
It's the Austin Powers in games,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. Maybe not as quite
No.
British as that. But bottom line, I've got mixed feelings about Agents of Mayhem. From what I played, I can understand people being cautious, but I also saw hints of promise, like that this could be really good and really fun. I don't think it'll be for everyone. I don't think it's going to be the next Half-Life, but I do think some people are really going to enjoy this, and I think I might be one of them, depending on
Yeah.
how the game evolves difficulty-wise. Like, I think that's the main feature. I think that's the main key point. What happens? Where does it go from what I played? I think is whether I will keep playing.
I think as well, like for me personally, and you know, I can't speak for everyone, obviously, but Volition have kind of earned the benefit of the doubt because they have made even if you just count the last 2 Saints Rows, for me they were cracking, and they could have made Saints Row 5, and that's their prerogative, and instead they're trying to do something different while still sort of keeping the lifeblood of their ethos, their design. So I'm kind of like, you know, they've got the benefit of the doubt for me, so I'm going in open-minded, and I'm hoping I'll enjoy this, and maybe that's the way to do it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the argument can be made that Saints Row 5 couldn't happen because they couldn't escalate the whole thing any further. But I think what they've done here is, like, instead of making a completely different game, they just took Saints Row in a different direction. It's like they came, let's say, for example, Saints Row 3. They went the superpowered crackdown mad direction, and they could have gone the Agents of Mayhem direction, and that's where we are now, maybe.
Like, I mean, you could also say that the I forget the bloody name, but Get Out of Hell. You could say that Get Out of Hell proved that they kind of had peaked as far as Saints Row, and need a little rest and a rethink. So, you know, like you say, here we are with Agents of Mayhem, and I mean, it's out in August. So, you know.
Speaking of Gat, he is a pre-order bonus.
I mean, of course he is. I mean,
why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
he's a fun character.
You know, I mean, I'm sure voice actors will return. You know, it's. I'm not going to say the names, but I'm sure people will. You know, they'll be there somewhere. Callum, you know, obviously people can read what you think in word form on godisageek.com. But if you do like this, obviously click the subscribe button, click the like, leave a comment, whatever. That YouTube stuff, you know it by now. You're watching on YouTube, so you definitely know it. Callum, where can people find you on the Twitter?
You can find me at alwaysagnew.
Bug him with questions about Agents of Mayhem. Ask him if that voice actor's in the game. He might not know. I don't know. You know, you ask him for me.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Other than that, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.